Hi all, welcome to my rest of the world team of the season predictions. This one might actually have some individual cards that people really badly want, namely that Tavernier and even that Orsic, depending obviously on how the upgrades play out. But hopefully you enjoy this, folks. Smash likes always much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, G's Legend. All links are down below for both the channel and social media links as always. And be fully aware a lot of the players that we will show, I will also be mentioning a lot of players when we talk the content part as well later in the video. So if I'm not showing certain players, it is worth noting that they could easily be someone that could feature in the community vote, because a lot of players I would have noted down as, like, say, one of the 100 players, but also if they've missed out here, it's because of one reason or another. So let's get into this and delve into as much as we can and go from there. So Jose is my main goalie that I'm going for Olympiacos. Olympiacos have been very, very impressive this season. Kolar has a shout from a Slavia Prague view, but I think with a lot of things going on with Slavia Prague, that might go against certain players in the Slavia Prague team, like Kolar and Stanku. They're kind of like the two main that are standing out. I will still feel Stanku gets in, but it's going to be an interesting debate nonetheless. Tavernier 90 plus club for him, and I genuinely think that will happen. They are going to make this card not only one of the best cards out there, but very, very desirable. If I'm honest, Rangers have like 8 or 9 players that are viable, and I will be going through all of the show. Downer for Linz seems very academic, very consistent season for him. I actually think this could be his last season there, and he may fancy a challenge in a bigger team. He could end up at Salzburg instead potentially, or he could be going to maybe Germany. It could be interesting because I think he's proving his worth not as a team and within the league, but he might be fancying a bigger challenge. Sang-Woo Kang, the Pohang left back, he seems to be like a winger, and he's been playing like left back for Pohang Steelers. This was like kind of into last season and into this season. But this season's been very impressive, very consistent, and the K-League definitely deserves a few shouts nonetheless. Ayanaga, pretty academic really, couple informs, been scoring goals for fun. Kawasaki Frontal could have like 4 or 5 shouts as well. They've been pretty much a very impressive team, and as I said, I'll be getting through a lot of their shouts as well. Kaio in the UAE League, you've got obviously him and Laba. Laba's in the most like the community squad I built, so he's in my prediction for that. So I do expect both of them to be there or thereabouts. Like Laba could easily feature here as well in the final squad over Kyle, but I can't see it. I think one would get the nod. Orsic, Pekovic in the most like the community vote that I did. He would be in that team. Orsic makes this. But there's you're trying to make the best possible rest of the world team, and this is where you're kind of needing players like Orsic to feature, as it were. El Arabi scoring goals for fun in Europe and also domestically, and has a couple of informs to name, and even could have had like more, but team season looks inbound, could be up there with one of the best cards from the rest of the world. Same with Nsame, couple of informs as well, another good goal scoring season from him. Jamie McLaren in the A-League, he is like the top scorer by some margin, and he has 1 inform currently, and like, I'm surprised it wasn't like I remember when he got the inform there was talk of it being like a record breaker because it was like a record he supposedly broke, but even then, with the amount of goals he's been scoring and creating, I think he's going to be very juiced up. It depends obviously how things play out between now and rest of the world team season. You never know, he could be like 2 informs or 3 informs, you never know, he suddenly could be like 86 or 87 by the time, or an 84 or whatever, by the time team this season comes for rest of the world. TOTS Daka only has 1 inform to note, if memory serves, by the time this would go up. He could have 2 potentially, you never know, or he's probably not even got any, probably. I'm just spitballing here, you never know, but TOTS Daka should have had more than 1 inform, but it is what it is. Alan McGregor, most clean sheets in the league in Scotland by a mile, and been very consistent in Europe as well. Somehow hasn't had an inform, but hey ho, he's I'm surprised it was in community, like my predictions. I had to ponder them for community predictions, but I thought put them in here because I had way too many Rangers players to feature, so is what it is. Thank you. Slavia Prague should get in, but obviously, as I said earlier, like with the Kolar situation, you never know. Kolar Slavia Prague situation. Christensen, I did ponder him for community, but I thought rest of the world he'd probably be a better rated card if I'm honest. And usually rest of the world is better having the one from every league, and that kind of just reinforces it. David Davis, another Rangers player that features, the third of many that could easily get a special card for rest of the world, so don't be surprised on that one. D. Thomas, scoring goals for fun for Espanyol as they fight to get themselves back up in La Liga. Oljechenko scoring goal for fun for Pohang Steelers, went over to Junbuk, scoring goal for fun for them, should be pretty academic. Bodo Glimt last season scored an absolute unbelievable amount of goals, came unstuck against AC Milan in Europa League qualifiers, and that's how Hogg, if he hadn't left, you would have had Hogga, Saltnes and Junker, and even Zinkernagel, you would have had 4. So like Saltnes and Junker are the 2 that will get in for Bodo Glimt and hopefully get made to be half usable. Zulj of Bochum should be pretty solid with him. He's just needing a pace boost. That's all he realistically needs. Tanas of Steaua Bucharest gets in this year. It was Coleman last year who I think I had, and Tanas consistent just on goals and assists. It should be helping his cause. Yaman, the defender, has been getting quite a number of assists and helping his part in goals and just being very, very consistent, so fair play to the guy. And like defensively it was kind of hard. I was kind of toiling a little bit, and he's trying to not go too heavy on Rangers, because I'll be honest, I had Barisic, Goldson mentioned and noted down as well, but I'll get into them as well. And then Lindstrom for Brøndby. Brøndby's going to get 1 team of the season card. Lindstrom seems the most viable, going from a bronze to a gold, so that could be a very well juiced card if done right, I suppose. So that is my team of the season rest of the world squad. That's the 23. In terms of Rangers players, you've got Aribo, you've got Barisic, Goldson, Kent, Morelos, all viable for a Rangers team of the season. Then from like there you've got Maeda, Elias, Aguilar, Dreyer, Ludwigsen, Solomon, Rutbriski, Sararar, Kufalt. In terms of SBC objective cards, you've got Yura from Brøndby, Derbyshire, Kobayashi, Selmani, Fortunas, Keita, and Barba, Molders, Mancuso, Cecilia, Diamante, Lee Bahan, Manolo Reina, Corey Brown, Mancuso, Morelos, Langerak, Leandro Damião. The list kind of goes on and on and on and on. Marias, Leibold, Akram. It's kind of like never ending. Like you keep finding players from like Japan, Korea, A-League, try to think where else, Scotland and Czech League, UE, Ukraine. Like the list, just you kind of just keep finding Finland and in third tier and second tier of like France and Spain, Germany and Italy. You just try and find like so many different players, but the 3 marquee players I genuinely think we'll get for the rest of the world is Defoe, Hamsik and Iniesta. I've noted down Banat, Akram, Tarod, even loosely Leibold, because Leibold could sneak in the actual main team more as an objective or an SBC card, but I feel Iniesta, Hamsik, Defoe seems the most viable. Hamsik's now just came back to Europe signing for Goldberg. Obviously Defoe's at Rangers. It just keeps the Rangers specials high, as it were, so that way it gives them like 4 or 5 potentially by the end. But Iniesta, this just be his annual flashback, and it be pushing the like the defence and physical was just the only element it needs a bit of work. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below who you think could make the rest of the world team of the season squad. As I said, I've went through about 60 odd players, and as I said, quite a few of the players I've mentioned wouldn't surprise me if they make the community vote or whatever. But let me know, folks, as I said, would be much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at GZLegend. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.